All right, Cam Jam Experience. This is James A. Paxton talking to you.
James A. Paxton.
Yeah.
What's your middle name,
Alfred.
sir? Thank you. Cameron Gwynn here.
And so I'm talking to Cameron. We're going to start off with the question, then get into the show. Cameron, we're from the state of Michigan. We're both Detroit Lions fans. Can you grade the draft picks?
Like, you want me to give it like a letter grade? Like,
Yes.
Like some schoolyard stuff?
Yes.
No, dude. No. Come on. I can't stand those. I can't stand the grading thing. It's dumb. It's really dumb to me because you look at it and someone goes to grade something. It doesn't make sense. None of these people have done anything yet for the NFL. None of these people have seen their teammates really yet. You can't really grade it. You can say, okay, yeah, these are some good pickups, but you can't be like, oh yeah, this is a B+ right here. That's a D. It's terrible. I say the Lions did good though.
Okay, Cameron said the Lions did good. I gave them a B-. Here's why I gave them a B-. They went classy, not flashy. They got some guys you didn't expect them to get. They got some good guys, though. But still, where's the running back? Where's the running back?
I don't know.
Where's the running back?
I don't know.
That's why I gave them a B-. They could have gotten some better guys, I think, in my opinion. Could have gotten a running back. That's just the way it went. All right, this is the Cam Jam Experience with James A. Paxton and Cameron Gwynn. Cameron, good draft?
Overall?
Good overall draft?
Crazy draft is
I
what
have,
I would say.
I have three dying questions I want to get to.
Three
real quick.
dying questions. Oh, okay.
All right, number one.
Number one.
Okay. Jimmy's three dying NFL draft questions. Number one. Why does Roger Goodell hold all the players? There's a difference between hugging and high-fiving. Hold. He held that man every single chance. Why does he hold the players like it's a soothing, oh, baby, come on, you're part of the New York Giants now, give me a good hug, come on. It looks weird. I find it very weird.
Maybe he
Just shake the guy's hand and let him go.
Maybe it's
I don't want to go up there and say, all right,
dude,
I'm the
don't know.
number 7 pick. This really rich old man who really isn't going to like me, who's probably going to find me for saying something bad about him, is going to give me a hug like he's my grandmama. I don't like that.
He's probably just trying to make him feel welcome, but the dude is not liked by anyone.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oh, I love the booze
Did you?
in Philly.
Oh my, that was.
He said,
awesome.
come on, Philly, come on.
Come on, keep it going. It's like he likes it or something.
Oh, he has to at this point.
How can you hate yourself so much to like when people boo at you?
Okay, that's question number one. Why does Goodell hold the players? Number two, what's with all this offense craze?
I don't know.
I was going crazy, Cameron.
I don't know.
All right,
This draft.
pick 2, quarterback.
We've
pick
been
4,
talking.
running back. Pick 5, wide receiver. Pick 7, wide receiver. Pick 8, running back. Pick 9, wide receiver. Pick 10, quarterback. Pick 12, quarterback. Pick 19, tight end. I mean, what is what? What?
Dude,
I thought my
It-
grandmother
all-
was going to
dude.
have a stroke watching the draft with me on Thursday night. I went over there, had dinner with her, started watching the draft. She goes, did you expect this? I go, nobody in America expected this, Granny. This is ridiculous. Look at this draft, Cameron. There were so many amazing defensive players.
That's
people
what we
could
have been
drafted.
talking about.
But I
That's
don't
all
understand
we've been
this.
talking
I
about.
don't understand this.
All we've been talking
the
about
the wide receiver craze
defense.
is really what I don't understand.
The wide receiver craze?
The Corey Davis to Tennessee, the Mike Williams to the Los Angeles Chargers, excuse me.
Kenny Galladay to the Lions? Where are these people? Like, I don't get it.
Every single one of them, Todd McShay or Mel Kiper said, could drop quite a bit of passes. They do. All of them have dropping problems. Yeah, they can catch when they're wide open going 50 yards down the field, but all of these receivers have catching problems. And here's the other thing. What makes you think McCaffrey in Carolina is going to work? I don't really want to do this, but I'll be the one to say it since nobody wanted to say it. Gangster man Cam Newton's not going to go with Cub Scout Christian McCaffrey. That's not going to work. You can't pair him up with Cub Scout Christian McCaffrey.
I think you can. I think
And I don't think it's going to work.
I think these are two dynamic athletes that'll figure it out.
Christian McCaffrey's a wide receiver, running back, punt returner, skill player.
Exactly.
You need a beefy, fat running back in there to just plow through everything. Not Christian McCaffrey.
He's speedy.
Not
The
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome
Bettis.
The dude is tough,
Barry
though.
Sanders.
The dude is
Christian
tough.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey is tough, though. He's a tough cookie.
So my second question was, what's with all this offensive craze? And so My third question is by far the one I really want to ask you, and I've been dying to ask you. Okay?
Okay.
I have no problem with it. I want to make it clear. I have no problem with it. But this man brought a life-size picture of his grandmother and threw an absolute hissy fit on draft day number 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you didn't get to watch the draft, Tarkaris McKinley, an outside linebacker from UCLA, was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. He came on stage with I'm only guessing, a 40 by 47 of his grandmother. This picture was huge.
It was about that. It was the size of his torso.
Picture was huge. What?
It was the size of the man's torso.
I love the story. I love that he's
It is a
doing
great
it for
story.
her.
Yes.
But it's even better. Then he doesn't even act like an adult when he gets drafted. He goes, I'm doing it for her. Find me later. I'm the man this hour. Nobody gonna mess with me. You're acting like a 12-year-old child at Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, I mean, how would you act if you got drafted, though?
Like a man.
Are you sure?
Like a man.
Are you sure? This is
Yes.
his hopes and dreams coming from when he was younger, telling his grandma on her deathbed, hey, I'm going to make it.
I can't wait till you're an anchor
I'm
at
going to do this
ESPN
for
and
you.
you piss your pants.
I think it's going to be.
Give me a break.
Yeah, I think it was good.
You thought it was good? He acted like a complete animal.
I don't think he acted like an
Deion
animal.
Sanders even looked at him bad. When Deion
I don't
Sanders
think
looks
he
at
looked
you
like an
bad,
animal.
that's a problem.
I don't think he looked like an animal. He showed his true emotion towards the situation.
He should have a talking to by the Atlanta Falcons. Somebody should get him in a room and say, look, we're happy to have you. You're an amazing player. I understand you're doing this for your grandmother, but act like a little bit of an adult. Do you get what I'm saying a little bit?
I get what you're saying. He was just overcome with emotion of the situation, though.
All right, those were my 3 big draft questions. I was very confused with this draft.
I was too.
Unbelievably confused. Nobody understands how much work people go into by doing all these mock drafts. And a lot of people say, well, mock drafts don't make sense after this year. Yeah, they do. This is just confusing. I'm going to tell you right now, when I look at the list of round 1 results, and you and I have the list right here, out of the top 10, 3 make sense in my opinion.
Number 1, Myles Garrett. Yep.
Yes.
That's a good one. And then 49ers. That's
num-
not a bad.
Number 1, number 3,
Yep.
and number 4.
Yep.
Which is the 49ers drafting defensive end Solomon Thomas from Stanford, and the Jaguars drafting Leonard Fournette, running back LSU.
Yep. That makes sense.
The big conversation is what Chicago did. Chicago basically gave up their house and their wife and the ability to have custody of their children to get Mitchell Trubisky. I've never understood this Trubisky craze. I haven't. I thought he was going to get drafted in the first round.
Know.
That's what I said. I thought he was going to get drafted in the first round, maybe a little bit later. What is happening?
I have no idea, dude. But, like, one thing that I think is crazy, Ryan Pace, the GM at Chicago, from a story from NBC Sports Pro Football Talk, according to them, Chris Mortensen from ESPN said Pace didn't tell anybody in the organization about his plan.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
He didn't tell Fox?
He didn't tell anybody.
He didn't tell the owner?
Nobody knew.
Oh
Not
my God.
even Mitch Trubisky knew. They hadn't talked to him for a week.
I heard he never had a workout with Chicago.
I don't know. But Pace, if you do that stuff without letting anybody know what's going on, how
I love it. Because I joked about Chicago just being lower and lower and lower.
Dude,
we lost Jay Cutler. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to lose our minds. That's basically what they're doing.
Dude,
Mitchell Trubisky's not going to be a great quarterback. He's not going to
oh.
be amazing. He doesn't have very many people to throw to. He doesn't have a good offensive line. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. Chicago's basically going to do what Cameron and I just did in our humanities class. We're going to do the winging experiment, where we wing it every week. Oh, we got Chicago versus Detroit. What are we going to do this year? Well, Trubisky's going to try to be kind of Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger, and Tom Brady. Oh, so you're going to lose? Yeah, you're going to lose every single week with this game plan. This makes no sense to me. What do you think Mitchell Trubisky will be like in the NFL?
I think if he went somewhere else other than the Bears, he'd have a better career.
Of course, it's Chicago.
It's Chicago. That's the thing that sucks. What's going to happen?
Did you see the video of the Chicago draft party? They were booing the television. And then there was this one lone Packer fan in there just clapping.
I told you this. The other day, right after the first round, I decided to tune into a Chicago radio station just to see what the feel was, how they were going about it. And I expected.
What was the feel?
This is what I expected.
Okay.
And I bet this is what you expect to hear too. Why would they do this? This is
Right.
terrible. I'm not going to be a Bears
It's
fan
very
anymore.
it's very Lion-esque.
I'm not watching the Bears anymore. They are terrible. But no. Hey, let's roll the dice on this guy. I think he's a great person. Somebody called in and literally said, I think this is a good pick. Let's roll the dice on this guy. How? Yeah, the look of shock on Jimmy's face right now when I just said that. His eyes got huge, and he's like, what the hell is going on?
Whatever you say.
And the fact that did they really think the 49ers were going to draft Mitch Trubisky?
That's the best part is John Lynch just became the best GM by doing nothing.
Exactly.
He
got a call from Chicago and said, hey, we want to go one more up than you.
For years. They wanted Solomon Thomas and Jonathan Adams for years. This makes no sense to me. I love talking about Trubisky. But we're going to go into the best and worst first-round pick.
Trubisky's got to be the worst.
You're voting Trubisky?
It's got to be the worst.
Okay, that's fair.
It's got to be.
That's not my pick for the worst.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's up there. What are the Cincinnati Bengals doing? Drafting John Ross, wide receiver, Washington. Yes, he was the fastest.
Yes,
he was the fastest 40 time.
Ever.
This guy's not that good. I'm
No.
sorry. You're number 9.
He may be fast, but
tell me the long list of what Cincinnati needs to be better, Cameron.
Dude, where do I start?
Anywhere.
Everything. Is that a good starting point?
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I was looking for more details, but how many defensive problems, offensive line problems this team has? And
They might have like the third worst O-line, in my opinion. in
bottom
the league.
3 O-line in the league?
I think
Oh, you know what's
so.
going to help that? John Ross.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to help a lot because he's going to run really, really fast.
John Ross tore his left ACL in spring of 2015.
And he still came back. I didn't know that. And he
yeah.
came back and ran that fast of a 40?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine, what if he didn't tear that ACL?
Oh.
Or what'd you say? You didn't say ACL.
Yeah,
did you?
it was
You did?
ACL.
Okay.
Yes, this guy is a very good player. John Ross is an amazing player. I think he could be an unbelievable player in the league.
It's not a good fit.
It's not a good fit because I don't like how high they were the number 9 pick overall, and they picked John Ross.
This is what this draft is going to turn into.
What's that?
It's going to turn into a bunch of failed talent, a bunch of amazing talent that's going nowhere because they're getting drafted by the wrong teams. Mitch Trubisky could have been I'd say he could have been a great quarterback if he had somebody to sit behind for at least 2 seasons. Somebody he can learn from, somebody who can kind of mentor him maybe. He would have been a great quarterback.
He
Going to Chicago?
in that segment I did a couple weeks ago about Pittsburgh or New England or something like that. Pittsburgh got a good quarterback.
They did.
They got Dobbs from Tennessee. That's going to be good. That was a good pickup.
That's a good pickup. He's a smart guy.
Yes.
Very smart.
I can tell you right now, I don't like this John Ross. It's the second worst.
It's
because Trubisky is the
It's
worst,
gotta
but I
be,
wanted
yeah.
to talk about a second worst.
Yeah, no,
this Ross
that's
is a
a good
terrible
one.
fit.
That's a good
and
one.
a defensive strength draft. Do something.
That's what I'm saying. All this offensive talent, the little offensive talent that was in this draft, is gonna go away. There's gonna be nobody. This is gonna be the let's put this in quotes because I guarantee there will be some articles about this in a couple years. This is the most disappointing draft because of the offensive talent that went to the wrong teams.
It's unbelievable. I look at this list and I'm so amazed. Like we're gonna go into the best first round pick, but real quick, Trubisky makes no sense to me.
No.
Corey Davis, I want to make it clear. I really like the Corey Davis to the Titans. Too early to pick a guy who drops that many passes.
Okay.
Jamal Adams to great pick, but you're the Jets. Get someone who can lead this team. Go get one of those quarterbacks that was picked.
See, I guess I'll call it the winner.
Yes. Who's your winner? Because I have a clear winner.
I think the Titans were my winner for the first round.
I like it, but I don't love it.
I think he's going to develop more and become a better player. I think he's going to.
I really like it because he's the exact type of person Mariota needs to throw the ball to.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Marcus Mariota found himself a number 1 receiver potentially in Corey Davis.
I can tell you right now, my pick, and was by far. I've been complaining about offense, but it's an offensive player, and it's a guy who just made the Houston Texans going to be the number 2 team in the AFC next year, and they will be in the AFC conference. That's Deshaun Watson. He is an unbelievable quarterback. He did an amazing job. They waited till number 12 to draft Deshaun Watson, and now they have that quarterback with that fire brick wall defense they have. They have weapons for Watson to use. Do you like the Watson pick?
I like it. I think it's a better place than other places would be for him. It's not like the ideal in my opinion, but it's not a terrible place for him to go.
I like the Watson pick.
Okay.
I do. I think he's going to help transform the Texans.
I think like you said, I think he's going to do great things for the Texans. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I want to see the first year first.
All right. Real quick, without getting into too much of the sticky, gross details. Overall, round 1 through 7, who had the best draft?
I don't know. The Browns didn't do too bad.
The Browns are up there.
They did pretty
They
good.
picked a lot of good
They
players.
filled some holes that they needed to fill. Obviously, there's still a few more spots that they need to work on, but they filled a lot of holes that they needed to fill. I think they did good. I think they had a good draft.
Browns were up there. I definitely agree that they had a better draft. I'm not big on the Jabril Peppers pick because I don't think he's going to do
I'm
that
not
great.
big on that either.
I don't think Peppers is going to do.
I think okay. What the Browns are probably going to do is they're probably going to try to find him one set position that he sticks with, and if they find the right spot, they'll be fine. I think if you put him at maybe a free safety where he has the ability to kind of find the ball and kind of roam and have the ability to just get to a tackle instead of having just man-on-man coverage, I think that might be a good spot for him, but I don't think he's going to be outstanding by any means.
No, of course not. I don't think he's going to be the guy that people go, yeah, that's unbelievable.
Hey, he went to U of M. I
Yeah,
remember when he
yeah.
played for them and he had one interception.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't do that great here.
No.
My pick is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had a lot of good picks. They had T.J. Watt, who's a outside linebacker from Wisconsin.
Yup.
I love this T.J.
I
Watt.
like
said the
him.
Lions should have picked him up a couple weeks
You
ago.
did. You did.
But we didn't.
That's okay.
But we picked another good linebacker.
Yeah, we did.
The Josh Dobbs thing, great pick. Great pick.
He-
Pittsburgh got some good guys.
I think Dobbs might have been my favorite player in this because I didn't realize this, but he was going to potentially graduate with a really good degree. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's actually an incredibly smart guy off the field and on the field. When it comes to football smarts, he's a really good football smart, but just in general smarts, whoa, that dude is awesomely smart.
I'm gonna look that up right now
Yeah,
because I'm very
good.
curious
Do
about
that.
that.
He had a career path set up where if the draft didn't work out and it wasn't going well, he could have still made a lot of money using his brain instead of using his arm.
I'm not seeing
But so-
anything here, but I'm gonna keep looking while you keep
looking.
talking.
Keep looking.
Keep
So
talking, I'm
I just want to mention one surprise pick that I was surprised with, other than Mitch Trubisky, obviously.
I
But,
found it. Hold on. Sorry. Aerospace engineering. He's in aerospace
Aerospace.
engineering, and he has the degree. He got
He
the
did
degree.
get the degree?
He gets the
Yes.
degree.
And
Very
then
very awesome. Nice fun fact there, Ken.
Dude, he's a smart guy.
All right,
like
go
I
ahead with
said.
your surprise pick.
So
I'm
my
sorry to interrupt.
surprise pick, no, you're good, was number 10, the Chiefs.
Oh, dude, that's something I always like to see with
Patrick
these impersonations or
Mahomes.
faces. Just imagine the face of Alex Smith right now from Kansas City. Like, oh
Patrick
man,
Mahomes.
it's happening again. I'm gonna lose my starting job again.
And they traded
They traded up to get Patrick
traded
Mahomes.
from 27 with the Bills to get Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, let's see how that works.
And do you watch Texas Tech a lot? Play football? You're nodding your head. Yes, I didn't really, so I didn't really see much of it unless it was on a prime time
yeah, but it's two
time.
complete. The reason I'm saying I
two
like him
completely
as a
different
quarterback.
quarterbacks. Yes.
No, it's two completely different offenses.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a running pound. Patrick Mahomes probably had the most attempts in Texas Tech history. I have no idea if that's true, but he attempted the ball so much. This pick makes no sense to me because Kansas City's not going to draft someone who's going to throw the ball much.
This is what I don't like about him. I can't stand watching some of the highlights of his tape and all that stuff. He throws across his body so much.
Oh, his
So
form
much.
and footwork
It's
is terrible.
atrocious.
He looks like he's doing the cha-cha most
It's
of the time with his footwork.
atrocious,
Oh,
dude.
he's
It's terrible.
I like what he's able to do when he's on a team.
Right,
that
but
needs
you
him.
can't be doing the Derek Jeter throw all the time.
Okay.
You're in the NFL. You're not in the
Patriots, Steelers, Kansas City, Seattle. I'm thinking about Arizona. Those 5 teams. What all 5 of them do they have in common? Great running games. The Chiefs have the potential to have a great running game, but you have a quarterback right now who has a very good arm in terrible form. When you have a great running game, what quarterback do you want? Amazing form. Amazing
form.
quarterback.
You're
right.
He's somebody that rolls out and then just, oh, hey, you're not open where I'm supposed to go. I'm just going to launch it across my body. Hopefully
I
he'll be
like
there.
what you said, and that's what we're going to call this. We're going to call this the draft of disappointment. Because there's so many offensive weapons that can't make it.
Ugh, they're just set up for failure, and it's so sad. Like, I'm about to start tearing up over here with how much talent's going to be wasted.
Well, don't tear up, because we're about to talk about our Detroit Lions, and they did pretty good.
They didn't do bad.
I like this. Like I said, it was classy, not flashy. Jared Davis was the first overall pick for the Lions, number 21 overall in the draft. He's an inside linebacker from Florida. This guy's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
This is pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's kind of if I was going to describe the Lions draft. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good.
It was higher than the lower side of the draft.
I agree with that. It was above average. I like this Florida thing. They were kind of making fun of them a little bit on social media. Like, do they draft in Florida?
Tabor.
They got Tease Tabor, and they got Jared Davis.
Yeah.
They were on the same defense for years. You got that chemistry going.
That's not bad.
And Tease Tabor's another secondary player. I think the Lions may have listened to me a little bit.
I think so.
Because I said, get some defensive
Exactly.
linemen.
That's what
get
we
some
said.
secondary.
Yeah.
Get a receiver,
Yes.
a running back. I mean, and get a linebacker.
They didn't get a running back. That's the only thing.
And they got a crappy receiver.
I'm kind of
out of all the receivers they could have gotten in this draft, they got Kenny Galladay or whatever his name
from
is.
Northern Illinois.
Oh my God!
The
I
only
can't.
thing that he has going for him is he's 6'4". That's the only thing.
This pick made no sense.
But then they also picked Michael Roberts, the tight end from Toledo, who's also 6'4".
I like that.
That's not bad.
Because he's a good tight end.
270, 6'4". That's a good tight end.
But
size.
in round 6, that was a good pickup.
Yes.
In round 3, I think you could have found a better receiver than Kenny Galladay.
Wait, what round was Michael Roberts?
6. He was round 6.
I think he was 4. I think he got picked 127th overall.
4, you're right. So what am I thinking of? Oh,
you're
round 6 we
thinking
got
of-
the defensive end from Arkansas. That's what I
Yes.
was thinking of. I mixed those two up.
And
Yes, we did get a
Brad
quarterback.
Kaya. Is that how you say it?
That is how you say it.
Cool.
I mean, he's a good backup.
That is. He's good backup. I think that he could potentially be someone who could be a decent quarterback. I think learning from Matthew Stafford might help him out a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, there's the potential for that. I really like who the Lions drafted. I like
They did do
I
good.
like the Pat O'Connor in round 7 because
From
I actually got to see him play, and he did have a lot of tackles. I mean, he's
EMU
270
grad.
pounds, 6'4". This guy is really good. I like what the Lions did this year. The only thing is, get a running back. And this Amir Abdullah, is he really going to be the future?
I don't know. That's what some people are thinking around here. Some people are saying that they like Abdullah and
Riddick.
Zenner.
Zenner.
Yeah, Zenner. Which, I mean, Zenner's not a running back that's going to last. He played decently
Dude, he's
against.
good, though.
I know. He
played
played decently towards the end of the season last year, but I don't think he's going to last. He's
It's
somebody
alright.
that might have one more good year and then just nothing else.
Well, I'm
I'm not very optimistic about Zenner.
Stafford is up there where we look at people who could help change the Lions.
Yeah.
And I say that because there are people who can help change this Lions team.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people on this team to help Stafford. I'm going to say this, and this may be wrong. The Lions had an opportunity in the draft here to go from borderline playoffs to division champs 3-4 seed.
Oh,
You don't think so?
I think win a playoff game.
Well, it would help if you have home field advantage.
Right.
It's one of those where we had the opportunity to not become great, but to become good. Right now, we're borderline good. I like Stafford. I like some defensive players. I like some of what we do that other teams don't.
But
Do I
with-
like how lucky we were? Yes.
But I mean, dude, with adding Galladay, we already have enough wide receivers that drop the ball.
Okay. Yes, you're getting my point, which is why I'm looking at all the receivers we have. All right. We have decent receivers, but are they amazing?
No,
No.
because they drop important passes. That's the biggest issue I think the Lions had
I
last
like
season.
Golden Tate.
I do like Golden
I
Tate.
like T.J. Jones. I
Yes.
like Marvin Jones.
I like Marvin Jones and Tate. I like those two.
T.J. Jones could become a good receiver.
I think he could.
But the issue I have is they need to go get just someone bigger. And that's where this Anquan Bolden thing, and this is why I'm going to ask you
I
this
thought that was a good
conversation.
pickup, though.
But do you want him to stay or do you want him to leave?
I think he's on the tail end of his career. I think this might be his last season.
But right now he's not signed to anyone.
Right.
And Quinn said earlier this weekend, I think it was either Detroit News or Detroit
You know
Free
what?
Press who said this, he has the opportunity to come back if he wants.
I think that would be good. I think, like I said, I think this is probably going to be his last season. But I think that would be good if he came back because he is the experienced old guy who can help out the younger receivers that the Lions have. That's the only reason I would say keep him. I mean, he had a decent season last year. He had some good catches, but he's a smart player.
I want him back. I really want him back. I think he could do well here. He could be, it's...
Are you saying like a resurgence of his career if he comes back?
Yeah. I mean, we don't need him to be Anquan Bolden from Arizona or 10 years ago. That's what I'm trying to say, is we need him to be the Anquan Bolden he is now. We need him to just kind of play his game. I'm saying 2-3 receptions a game is all I'm asking. Just get a first down on third down. Just get a touchdown when you're there. Just be the player that I want you to be, which is just the player you are now. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do is be the player that you are now. And that's why I think it would help. But this one thing I think is surprising is, where's Alshon Jeffrey?
That's a good question.
He's an amazing wide receiver. The Lions could go get him. I don't see why we haven't gotten him.
That's a good question.
Alshon Jeffrey would be a perfect pick for the Lions. Get Alshon Jeffrey to where you have Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, Alshon Jeffrey. You're getting some more weapons. We don't have to go throw it up to Calvin in triple coverage.
And retire when he's 30.
Yeah, exactly. That's my big thing. And I think the Lions drafted very well.
I think they did too. I think it was a good draft for the Lions. I like Bob Quinn.
I do like Bob Quinn. I don't want to argue that he's doing everything right, but I like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be at the tail end of borderline. We are at the tail end of borderline, excuse me, and we could be so much better if we do the right things, and we did the right things. We're making our defense better.
Yep.
And I think with a better defense and Stafford having a couple more weapons, this could work.
Yeah,
this really could.
It could.
Who knows? Abdullah could be a good running back. I like Abdullah. I'm not saying I don't want him on the team.
I think he could be too.
Is he your number one running back right now?
For the Lions, he would have to be.
But
I don't know if there's any.
Would you want him to be a number one running back?
I would rather have somebody else.
Yes. That's my point. When it comes to the draft, it's always as big as you could change your team to be better than everyone else.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
And these round 3, round 4, round 5 picks are where you do that. We got a good tight end to where we have Eric Ebron and a decent tight end. We got a decent receiver to where we have another receiver to throw it to. We got some people I really like this year.
I need to see a lot more from Ebron for me to be confident in him, though.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Lot more. I just don't think
better.
I don't think he's that great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Jalen Reeves-Maven pick.
Yeah.
Where he's a linebacker from Tennessee.
Yep.
I like that.
That's a good pick.
I do. I like the cornerback from San Diego, Jamal Agnew. I mean, we did good in those rounds I just said. We did. And I do like the Pat O'Connor pick. We have the potential to be better this year. I think we will be better this year if we do the right things. I mean, your decision right now, did we go from borderline wild card good team to potential division winner?
Potential.
Because Chicago's not in the league.
Potential.
I mean, what?
The only other team we have to look out for is the Packers.
Well, Minnesota's gonna have Teddy Bridgewater coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard for any player to come back from injuries like that.
That's fair.
That's the only thing I'm going to say. But I think that's all the time we got. It was a good draft talk. Now that the draft is over, we got the NBA draft to look forward to, and we got a lot of other stuff. Be sure to check out our disappointing career / upsetting retirement podcast that we will be doing next. Thank you, everybody.